Hello everybody, my name's Elliot and I'm from hahagarden.com. Today we're going to talk about sweet basils part 2. So, as you remember from last week, we planted 2 pots of basil, and as you can see, 2 basils have popped up in each pot and they're doing very well. Hopefully, they will be growing their true leaves this week. The 2 leaves you see here are false leaves. Now, last week, if you remember, we transfer this seedling to an 85 pot, and this guy was about the same size, and now look at the difference. This seedling is no longer a seedling, it's actually a sapling now, while this guy has not grown this guy has not grown because we've not transferred him. So make sure you transfer your basil. When it's about the size, you should transfer him to 85 We just wanted to show you what would happen if you do not transfer. Okay, so we plant basils in containers because it is easier to move them to another place that's sunnier if they're not getting enough sunlight, and because it's easier to pluck out the leaves for cooking. If you want to plant your basil for cooking, then make sure you pluck out their leaves so often to the point where they don't have enough time to grow flowers, because if you don't do that, then you'll see little blooms like this one over here. This guy is about to become a flower. So for us, we like to plant our basils in 3 different ways for 3 different reasons. The first reason is because we want to eat the basil. So what we do is that we pluck out the leaves every so often. You need to trim your basils every 2 to 3 weeks, because then it will be fuller and yeah. So what we do is that we actually pluck it very often so that we get a bushier plant and therefore more leaves. So right here, we plucked out some leaves, and there's already a lot more leaves just going in, right? They multiply. The more you pluck out, the more will grow in their place, basically. And we also pluck out the flowers, because basically what would happen is they will grow flowers, and then all of the energy from the plant will go to the flowers, so all the leaves will just turn yellow and die, basically, right? So all the energy will go to flowers, and then the plant will be like, okay, I'm old now. It'll basically look like this, is what I'm trying to say. So it'll just look like a stick with a few flowers on top, so it won't look really nice. So we just pluck out the flowers. We just pluck out the flowers and pluck out the leaves, and we have a lot of basil leaves to eat, and also to maintain the essential oils inside the leaves. The second reason is for flower and seeds, because obviously we need seeds in order to plant more basils. And you can also eat the flowers, so sometimes we just want the flowers for our salads. The flower tastes the same as the leaves. It's just that the flower, it has just a milder taste. That's the only difference, I guess. But all you need to do is just let the flowers grow out, and then you can get some flowers and some seeds. Okay, so if you want to plant basils because you want more seeds, then basically all you need to do is just let it flower. However, you don't just see this and be like, okay, it's ready. You need the whole thing to be brown. So only part of this is brown, so it's not ready yet. You need the whole thing to be brown. And if you want to eat your flowers, then this is a great time to basically pluck it out and put it on your salad or whatever. Yeah, this is a great time to eat it. So anyways, once the whole thing is brown, it should look like something like this. Then you can just cut it off, and ta-da, you've got this. So all of these all of these are individual leaves. So this is not leaves, sorry, individual flowers. So this is a flower, this is a flower, this is a flower, this is a flower, and each flower should contain 4 seeds. Let's check if they do contain 4 seeds. So you just okay. So that's 1 seed, 2 seeds, 3 seeds, and there should be a 4th seed in here. No, that's not a seed. There's a seed. There we go. So as you can see here, those black dots are seeds, and there's 4 seeds in this flower, as you can see here. So once you harvest the seeds, what you need to do is put it inside a airtight container and put it in a dry and cool place. And you can also put it in your fridge. However, you need to let your seeds dry out for a few hours, even a day. However, do not leave it out too long because there is a layer of nutrients covering the seed that gives the seeds nutrients basically. However, if you leave it out for too long, then those nutrients could just disappear and your seed won't germinate. So you need to leave it out for a few hours for it to dry, but not too long to the point where the nutrients disappear. Right? So after you let your seeds dry out, you can just take your seeds and put it into your airtight container and put it in a dry and cool place. And you can even put it in your fridge if you want to. And the third reason is to repel mosquitoes. What you do is you plant your basil on the ground instead of in a pot, because then it will be bigger and fuller. And you also can pluck out the leaves every so often to make it even more fuller, and then you can repel mosquitoes effectively. Right, so make sure you don't fertilize your basil every week. Make sure you just fertilize it sparingly, because the fertilizer can make it so that the essential oils inside the leaf is less fragrant. And the best time to harvest the leaves for eating is in the morning. Anyways, I think this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of this video, and goodbye. Also, by the way, if you want to figure out how to propagate your cuttings, then watch episode 2. Alright, goodbye.